Hello Floss Tube, welcome back. My name is Teresa. This is the Garden Goose Stitcher Floss Tube, where I talk about my cross stitch and my life and whatever rambling I end up on. This is Floss Tube number 14. It's March 7th. It's like significantly into March. Can you believe it? I still haven't started my seeds. This week I will. This week is a bit hairy. I hosted Bunko last night, and it was a lot. I did a luau theme. So, I don't know if you play Bunko. It's a heck of a fun time. If you ever have the chance to sub, do it. But so, our league, there's 12 ladies. In our league, you host once per year, and you're responsible for dinner and having it at a venue, your house or wherever you need to be. And it works out great because that means 11 times in the year you just show up with your $5, you get fed, you have fun, and you go home. One time my Aunt Chris, because a lot of it's like my family, like my cousins and stuff, and one time my Aunt Chris, she was on a big losing streak, and I do believe she won the money that is like your $5 back for The Biggest Loser. And she said, nah, that's okay. I just come for the BS and the food. Like, yeah, me too. Me too. But I hosted last night. I made Kahlua pork with my like hoarded Hawaiian sea salt that I brought back from Hawaii 6 years ago. It's in my memories right now that we were in Hawaii 6 years ago. And I made like beans and potato salad and whatever. It was delicious. Made pineapple sunshine cake. This past weekend we did not have sunshine. We had a blizzard, like a snowstorm that really surprised me. It really ruined some of my weekend. Nate had a hockey game down south of Detroit this past Friday, and I didn't realize there was like a state tournament, and if we won, we'd have to go back. And there was snow in the forecast, and they said there could be, in Michigan it's a joke, you get 2 to 72 inches, you never can tell. So, you know, they said like 6, and I was like, okay, we'll get 3. No, we got like a lot. And it was like really coming down, and we really got hit in a short amount of time. And that almost that entire time we were on I-75 traveling. We had to go down there. It's usually an hour and a half. I think it took us 2.5 hours. Some people were even late, like the kids were trickling in the first period. And then, but it was treacherous, completely treacherous. And then our drive home, I think it took us like 3 full hours because I-75 had not been plowed. There had not been a plow. Like down in Detroit, it was wet and slushy, and it was like slushy floods. Never experienced. Anyway, you didn't come here for the road report, did ya? Anyway, what I meant to say is I didn't get a lot of stitching done, but I'm alive. So I didn't realize that I was going to spend the whole weekend in the car, stressed. My husband can't turn his neck. Like if you're saying, hey, go look at that bird out there. He's like, because he was driving. He was so tense. Well, we made it. So they won Friday night. So then we had to drive down there again on Saturday afternoon, and the roads were fine. It was like 45 degrees and fine, but we were still pretty traumatized from the night before. And we hadn't even been home for 12 hours before we had to leave again. So I told my husband, I said, listen, if they win again and we have to come back down here on Sunday, I'm just bringing a pair of underwear in my purse, and we're going to a Walmart to get a toothbrush. I'm not coming back up here. We let the dogs piddle on the floor. I'm not spending another 3 hours plus in the car. But they lost. So my stitching plans were a little dampered by the weather. We got a significant amount, but it's nice now. It's sunny. We're boiling sap. Our trees have been running pretty well with sap, so we've been boiling the past couple of days. So hopefully we'll have syrup in the larder. But we just ran out. Did I tell you that? What do you care? But I had to buy my first bottle of store-bought syrup. It was awfully expensive. So I don't have any finishes this week, but I did do a lot of whip stitching and creating whips with new starts. I'm doing a March Mania formatted thing because I can't do Mania. Just can't participate very well. I'm too busy in the yard. So I'm doing like the Handwork Maniac. She does like a March Mania, and that's when I saw her, she did it in March, and I was like, oh, I want to do it in March. So I'm not doing brackets like everyone that's doing Madness. It's like a Mania. So I have a bunch of new starts. But first I'm going to start with my whips because there's less of them. No, I don't know. I've been, Wednesday last week, I worked on my wordplay. And listen, I created a Wordplay Wednesday group. If you search Wordplays on Wednesday, you can search on Facebook and find the Wordplay Wednesday group. Maybe you want to join. But I've converted so many people that I had too many group messages going, or like, you know, like messages going about wordplay. I was like, let's streamline this. Okay, so I can, but I thought I was going to get done, but I didn't. I got quite a bit done. I think I need one more Wednesday. But I love it. I have been working on, even though I've been starting new things for my Mania, I've been working on my whip goes because I'm a little intimidated by how much I have. I have 2 sections left for this one. And last Thursday, I got to chat with my friend Alicia from the Fanciful Flamingo. And I was stitching on this while we were chatting. I got a bit done. So I've been working on my whip goes because I'm nervous about both of them. This one, I think I stitch on this on Sunday instead of stitching my Sabbath stitch because I am quite concerned. I just have all these flowers to do. And when you really look at it, it's a tad bit, especially because I'm starting, you know, 13 new projects in March. So I worked on this. I got a lot of those white outlines done, and that's the most tedious part for me. I thought I was going to quit, actually, but I didn't. So I'm going to keep going. I have a few more to do, and then I'm going to do the blues, because it would be nice to get that done. By the time I get the blues done, then I'd be like, all right, let's bang out the reds and get them done. But I stitch on this. I've been watching Homeland again. I realized I was just going to watch it, and then Dave can watch it at work when he gets a chance. I'm trying to finish it up. Well, boy, it's intense right now, so I like watching Homeland right now because it's really at a good spot. So my first new start for March Madness, I started this on Thursday, is Bent Creek Romance. I had collected a lot of these from the stitching shop. Her name is Ginny, but I think it's with a G. Ginny. In South Dakota, the shop that's out there. And she had like ordered me the ones that she didn't have in stock. And I got through E? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oh, G. Sorry, everything's backwards, you guys. I can't read. Plus, that's a weird G. When I got through G, and it had a B on it, so you know, on my Instagram feed, I sure did use all things B Sal or whatever that Kathy and the Fanciful Flamingo are doing. Alicia. On Friday, I really would have got this done. This is an old Cricut collection. The Cross-Eyed Cricket. And Vicky Hastings. So is she the Cross-Eyed Cricket collection lady? Always? I don't remember ever seeing. So I was stitching this little goose with not a blue bow, but a red heart on its neck. I'm not stitching. There's actually like a grid line stitched into it, and then those hearts, and I'm not doing those. It's just gonna be it's gonna be a little thing for my tier tray. And I got quite a bit of this goose done. I stitched it over with one thread because it's an 18 count. Let me hold on. And isn't he beautiful? I'm assuming it's a gander because my gander bit my butt today. This might be too much, but I hosted Bunko last night, and I had made potato salad and coleslaw to go with like the pork. And then I had made a green salad because, you know, we should all try to be healthy, especially because, you know, it's been a long winter. And then it wouldn't fit in the fridge when I was packing everything up, and I was so tired. I just left it on the counter and I said, oh, well, I'll give it to the chickens. So I took it out to the chicken yard this afternoon. This big bowl was like salad, and it had some like pineapple parts in it. And I took it out to the part of the yard that's not muddy, because you know everything's thawing out. And my gander was hissing at me, and it's spring, so he's got plans. He's got thoughts. So he was hissing at me, which is, he hasn't hissed that much at me. And then when I was starting to leave, he was following me, and I didn't know he was following me until I felt him like take a little bite. And I turned around, and he was following me. He followed me all the way out, yelling at me. But Graham, my gander Graham, in the spring. So geese are generally friendly. If you have geese, you know. I've had quite a few geese comments. But they're generally friendly. But in the spring, when it's mating season, geese only lay eggs in the spring for like a couple months. And so, last year was our first year with geese. And our goose Gertie, who would any other part of the year, she'd just climb up in your lap and sit with you, get hugs. And during mating season, she was like, "Don't come near me." She was not having it. So when Graham just did it, I was like, the eggs are going to be coming, I bet you, soon. On Saturday, the Shamrock Row, this did not get much love because we spent most of the day in the car. But it's a start, right? I consider a start a strand of thread, right? And I sat in the car. If you've ever been to Michigan, you know we have quite a few potholes and rough roads. And so I cannot stitch in the car. It's too bumpy for me. I can't get the needle in the slot because it's too bumpy. So a lot of times if we go to a hockey game, he has to be there an hour ahead of time. So I just sit in the car and I stitch while he's in there getting dressed. It's actually 2 different colors of brown. You can kind of see her there, huh? But I got 3 letters in and a shamrock. So that was good. And then yesterday, I did not manage to stitch on my planned Stitch Mania piece. And guess what it was? Cricut Collection Summer, my arch nemesis. So yesterday I was behind on everything. This weekend was trash because of all the driving. I did not have my poop in a group for the bunko, so I instead spent most of my day in the kitchen cooking and cleaning. A lot of dishes, a lot of cleaning, a lot of cooking. And so I didn't end up getting to work on my Cricut Collection Summer. So I'll give it some attention. I think this week I don't have anything scheduled for Saturday at all. So I think that maybe I'll pull it out and put a little bit of love on it. But today, my planned stitch was Flippin' June. This is the series. I only have 3 left to do to finish them. And I started working on this. Oh, I have not been doing my Schooler during school because I've been working on Whip Go. And today I decided to work on this. My June. Isn't it cute? I love those little flip bits. So tonight I'm going to meet somebody at a Panera. My friend Megan. I met her at the Stitches and Things retreat in October. And she met me once up at the hockey rink and we stitched together. It was like before the holidays, like it must have been November. And then, you know, it gets hairy around the holidays and she has young kids and everything. She works part-time. And so I messaged her the other day and I was like, "Hey, you want to get together next week to stitch?" And she said, "Yeah." So we're going to meet at the Panera in Grand Blanc and we'll see what happens. I posted it on the Michigan Cross Stitch group and I don't think anybody's replied. But so I'm going to take that June Flip Bits. I'll probably take my Whip Go. Not sure which one. Probably the Primrose Cottage because that takes a little less counting. I do have 1 bit of haul. Not much, but look at. I did get my Wheat Dye Works Floss Fix or Floss Frenzy. The alphabetical. Aren't they pretty? Super pretty. Part of the club. So, coming up this week, I don't know what I'll get done today. Hopefully a lot. I'm assuming I'll just be super productive at the Panera. Tomorrow's Wordplay Wednesday. I better finish that March. I'd like to. And then my next, this is a Mania project. It was in last Mania I started it. It's a needle book, Tomato Time needle book. And it's from a Punch Needle Primitive magazine. I don't know which one. Summer 2020. Isn't she pretty? So I think I only have a little bit of this border done, and then I have some dots from the dress, I think maybe. So I'm gonna work on that. Oh, look at that bee! I'll get to tag it for all the things bee to be part of the group. The next day I'm supposed to don't flash darts. This March in Like a Lion, Out Like a Lamb. Do you know that I posted that it seemed like our winter was going out like a lion? Because I've always referred to In Like a Lion, Out Like a Lamb for the entire winter, but a lot of people just refer to it as March, apparently. So ours came in like a lion. I'm assuming we're done. So that's a new start. This is a whip from Mania 2022, I believe. I think I started this last year. Character Simplings. I think I only have like this part of this triangle. That's it. It was a real just basic start. It's fine. It's fine. And then July. Yeah, that's it. So, and then by the time I see you, I'll have started all these. Aren't those exciting plans? I think that's why Mania is so exciting, because you just get to start all the things. And I have had messages from friends who are doing monogamous who said that it's not going so well. So it's really fun to start all the things, Missy. But anyway, so that's it. It's short and sweet this week because I just wanted to check in and tell you about my stuff. Told you a lot more about the weather than my stitching, but oh well. Thank you so much for everybody who stopped in. Oh my goodness, I have to tell you something before I go. Okay, so 2 weeks ago, I did not mention it last week because I was catching up and I had so many things to tell you about our cruise. And I loved all your comments about cruising and my cruise and all of it. It was so great. Okay, but when I got home, I don't know what I was doing, but YouTube suggested a floss tube for me. And they suggested a floss tube number 1. So I was like, oh, floss tube number 1. And sometimes they do that for old ones. So I went to look and it was fresh. So it was brand new. Like just recently. And it's a floss tube by a sweet Canadian woman named Lisa. And I started following her on Instagram. And it's really fun because she's in Hawaii right now. And like, it's so nice to see pictures of Hawaii, even if I'm not there, which is weird. But her floss tube is called Lost in Stitches. Her name is Lisa. She lives in Canada. I think in Alberta. I don't know, guys. I take it back. I think she grew up in Newfoundland. Anyway, super sweet. She talks a lot about paying it forward to the community with her floss tube. And I just think that she's a gem. And all of her stitching is fun. And I just loved her. Loved her. I was like messaging people. I was like, you got to go check this girl out because she's amazing. So I think you should also head over to Lost in Stitches and meet Lisa because she is wonderful. So I think you'll like her too. So that is it. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Well, I forgot to mention, well, I knew I wasn't going to have time because whatever. But I'm glad I didn't forget to tell you this time. Can you believe it? Woohoo! So that's it for me this week. I'm having a lot of fun. You can find a lot of my stitching adventures over on Instagram. My name is Teresa without an H. Teresa McMath 01. And that is on Instagram. That's my handle. And I post regularly. I'm especially doing, I have a highlight reel for my March Madness or March Mania. So I've been showing the project as I started. And then I've been showing my progress at the end of the day. So little bits. Same stuff you saw. But like, wouldn't you like to get live updates? You don't have to. It's fine. But I also post a lot about like gardening over there. So you can find me on Instagram. I'll be back next week with another March Mania update. I'm sure I'll have seeds in. Driver's training started yesterday, you guys. Nathan has started driver's training. So please pray for me. Alicia, can you please add me to the prayer request? I need a little bit of calm in my heart because driver's training is starting over here. So, anyway, the days are slow, but the years move fast, something like that. So driver's training has been going on. Nate has a hockey tournament this weekend, so I won't be going and staying at the tournament in Port Huron. I'll just be driving back and forth. Next weekend, I think, no, 2 weekends, is the Stitch Etc. Oh, hold on. Stitches and Things retreat is in 2 weekends, I believe. That's local. And then I have to tell you something. I signed up for the pep rally. Okay, that's all. Okay, anyway, it's in Michigan. It's very local to me. It's only an hour away. So Dave said, yeah. So I did it. And then we had our budget meeting. He's like, what is going on here? I was like, you literally said yes as we were pulling up to Jersey Mike's to get something the other day. He's like, okay. He's so cute. He's so cute. Anyway, so I might see you at that prep rally in September. Anywho. So I feel like there's a lot going on right now. That's all I meant to say. Seed's got to get started. Jarvis training's going on. Nate has a hockey tournament. Anyway, and I'm stitching like the wind over here. So I'll talk to you next week. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for commenting, and I just love chatting with you and getting to know you. And I'll talk to you next week. All right, goodbye. Happy stitching, friends.